Happy day, friends! Happy day, Paige! Happy day, Maple! Wow. The girls have been something else today, I'll tell you that. We've been a little bit busier than normal though with my parents in town and just some other things going on. My whole little surgery, not surgery, my procedure that I had done just kind of threw everybody out of their routine, and I feel like the way that they've been acting today has been like just side effects from that. But it's quiet now, it's happy now, everybody's doing good. I was about losing my mind there for a minute. I know all you women understand at certain times of your cycle, you become maybe a little bit more irritable, maybe like a little bit more sensitive to all the stimulus going on around you, and it has just been really noisy today and it's been getting to me. But it's quiet now. I'm feeling good. I feel like I can breathe. The other day though, I wanted to show you guys this because I recorded some and I want to put it in a vlog somewhere. It was St. Patrick's Day and the leprechaun did come to visit us last minute, might I add. But the girls loved it, especially Micah. She was like so amazed and confused and thrown off, and she was talking about the leprechaun all day long after this. So take a look. Guess what? Today is St. Patrick's Day. Do you know what that means? What does that mean? I think a leprechaun came to visit. I think a leprechaun was in our house. Did you know that?
You know what a leprechaun is?
I don't know.
You don't know?
Remember, it's like a little green guy with a red beard, and he is found with the pot of gold. Remember those guys? A little leprechaun?
He's very magical.
Yeah, they're like magic. Something happened, Micah. Oh my goodness. Look what he did.
He
Do you
peed in our
see anything?
toilet.
Come here and look. Look what he did. He must have been here. Do you see these little footprints? Those are leprechaun footprints. Where's Paige? Go get Paige. Can you believe that?
Look.
Paige, come here, look. A leprechaun was here. He peed in our potty. Where did he go? They're so fast. Look, Paige, what happened?
Don't touch Paige.
What is that? A leprechaun must have stood right here and peed in the potty.
Oh my goodness.
What's that?
What do we do?
Press it.
Oh. Should we flush it, Paige?
Yep.
Should we go look for that little leprechaun?
Let's go look for him.
Yep. Watch it.
Okay.
You
girls gonna flush it? He didn't even remember to flush. I hope he remembered to wash his hands. That would be bad if he didn't, huh? She's like, what the heck is happening? It's okay, it's just leprechaun pee.
You guys are shocked.
I don't know if they're shocked or they just literally do not care at all. Micah told me that he opened the cabinets.
Oh my goodness.
Maybe he just forgot to close them.
And he turned off those cabinet lights.
And he turned off the cabinet lights? Oh my gosh, that's silly, silly.
And
he took my plant off too? Maybe he realized it needed a little sunlight, so he put it over here for me. Or do you think he was just being tricky?
He also pulled out shot glasses.
He also didn't clean up my kitchen. He should have cleaned my kitchen for me if he was gonna pee in my potty. That's silly, leprechaun. So that was really fun. That was a first for us. The leprechaun has never come to visit before, but it was a lot of fun. And holidays with kids are just different. It's just as fun. It's just so much fun and special. But Austin brought up a good point the other day. I know I've already kind of talked to you guys about my procedure that I had done, and it is pretty personal, but I've already shared so much, and I held back on sharing some other information about it, really just because it is very personal, and not that it's embarrassing, like it's human anatomy, right? So it's not like any of us have total control about how our bodies were made. So it's really not embarrassing. It's just kind of personal. And I held back some information, and Austin told me, like, you know, you totally can say and share whatever you want, but you've already shared so much, and really it might help somebody. And I was like, you know, you're right. I have already shared so much. What really is it gonna hurt other than maybe a little bit of embarrassment on my part, which I get over super easily anyways, if it by chance might help somebody figure out their own body and what's going on. So I'm gonna share with you what kind of happened and what the doctor told me about my body, specifically my digestive tract. So if you're not into this, just tune out, fast forward a little bit. But if you are curious, I am gonna share, and hopefully it will help at least one of you. So taking it back a little bit towards the beginning, I was dealing with some digestive issues, namely constipation. And then side effects of that, I think, were the bloating, the heavy feeling in my belly, tiredness, sluggishness, all that stuff that follows. I'm not just talking about constipation here and there. It pretty quickly, pretty suddenly changed from like 3 to 4 days, which was kind of normal. But all of a sudden, it was like 6-7 days, and I would have to do something like take Smooth Move tea or something like that in order to get anything moving. And so when I talked to my doctor originally, she said, okay, well, we can take it slow and try some things. But since it was such a quick change with no real reason for that change, it might be a good idea to get in there, do a colonoscopy, and just make sure that there's nothing wrong. So that is the route we took, and I had my colonoscopy. That was the procedure I had done. That wasn't a surprise, I don't believe. I talked about that very clearly in a previous vlog. So I had that done. They went in, got it checked out. Leading up to that was no fun. And it took twice as long as they anticipated. The nurses, the day that I was going in for the colonoscopy, the first time, they said, you know, I'm really shocked that they didn't just have you do the 2-day prep, knowing that you deal with this extreme constipation. So that's why it was not a complete prep the first day. I had to do another full day of prep. So they were a little thrown off why they didn't just do that in the first place, knowing my history. So the second day, colonoscopy prep was successful. They were able to go in, everything looked good. And luckily they didn't find anything abnormal. No polyps, no tumors, no blockages, like nothing that would give them a reason why kind of this was happening, except, you guys, and here is what I found out, and kind of personal, but at the same time, like I said, it's anatomy. So the doctor said, and keep in mind, I am 5'2", and I have a very short torso. Let me show you. There's not a whole lot of room in here for things to move around and space themselves out. I believe average like space between your ribs and your hips. Hi, Paige. Come here. What's up?
Scary.
What's scary? What's scary?
Scary Daddy.
Scary Daddy? Why is Daddy scary? What's happening? Did Daddy scare you? Hey, Daddy, did you scare her?
No, I told her if she didn't stop stepping on her mirror, I was gonna take it away.
She ran out here and said, scary, scary Daddy. You just don't step on your mirror so it doesn't break, okay? Deal? Where's your makeup brushes? Go find your makeup brushes. They're over here. So anyways, I believe on average, and keep in mind people's bodies are so different, right? Like ranging from 3 feet, 4 feet, all the way up to 7 feet. I don't know if there's anybody that's 8 feet tall, but that's a big range, okay? So I'm 5'2", which is pretty short, but average distance between somebody's ribs and hips is about 3 finger length, like the width of 3 fingers. Okay, so if you go like this, your ribs and hip are like that. I am short, and my torso is not even a thumb apart. Like if I put my thumb right here, I can smush it in between my rib and my hip. In fact, if I bend over like this, my ribs and my hip bone are overlapping. So keeping that in mind, after the procedure, my doctor said, you know, everything looks good. It actually looks great. He told me that I do have a long colon, which means the time it takes for food and waste to travel from one end up, over, and out, it just takes longer than normal, okay? So it doesn't matter how much water I drink. It doesn't matter if I'm taking probiotics. It doesn't matter if I'm getting enough fiber, if I'm getting too much fiber, whatever. None of those things will make a difference in the time that it takes for the food to travel through my long colon and exit my body. So by the time it gets to the end, I am constipated. My body has been taking out water from my colon, which leaves me with constipation. Really, there's not a whole lot I can do aside from regularly taking, he told me magnesium oxide can help, and Miralax. And trying to find the balance of those things is really the only thing that's gonna help me to keep water in my digestive tract so that I'm not constipated by the time everything gets to the end. So on top of my long colon, on the sheet that they gave me before I left with like all my instructions, what they found, photos, all that stuff, it also said like diagnosis, whatever, long tortuous colon. Which means on top of the long colon, it has to fit in there somewhere. And if your body does not have room for it to like normally fit, you know, like maybe you don't know, the colon goes up, over, and down and exits your body. Because I have a long colon, it's not a clean up, over, and down. It has extra twists and turns along the way to fit in there, right? Because I have my short torso, it's got to fit in there somehow. So all of that stuff combined is what I'm dealing with, why I've had issues, and we don't exactly know why it changed all of a sudden, but those are the reasons why I've had issues and why no amount of water, fiber, anything has ever helped me. But I have insight and I have, I guess, kind of an answer. I'm still trying to figure out exactly how to manage it, but I have been so happy since just knowing why this has happened to me, and it's just like, I can't tell you how good it feels to have that knowledge that my body is just a little bit abnormal, okay? I'm dealing with an abnormal colon, right? And now I know the steps that I need to take in order to figure it out. Ever since that day, ever since I did the prep, honestly, kind of clearing my system out, I have had so much more energy. I have been feeling so much better, aside from like today and my irritability dealing with my monthly cycle. But my energy levels have been better. I have been feeling just so much better overall now that I don't have all that toxic waste in my system. So as Austin was telling me, you know, maybe it'll give somebody answers, I was like, you know, I've already talked about so much, so there you go. There's everything. It's all out, laid on the table for you guys. And I really do hope like it helps somebody, just because it was such an issue and such a struggle for me for so long, and now that I have at least some insight as to why it makes dealing with it so much easier. Not to mention, I'm not carrying around so much weight in my gut. I definitely lost a few pounds of crap. To put it as nicely as possible. My belly has just been feeling so much better. I can't even explain the 180 that I feel like I have done over the last few days.